and welcome to another Saturday Live podcast. Soto and Chad here with We Have Thoughts. Because basically,
Yeah.
that's our answer to everything. We have thoughts about sports, wrestling, just the way life is in general right now. We just sometimes just look at it like, I have thoughts about this. But yeah, if we're doing this live on YouTube, and as usual, we do pop these on Spotify on Monday mornings.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, this is another week. I kind of labeled this dial up discussions.
Yeah.
I was in a very 90s mood. And I got to tell you why, Soto. And this is going to lead into a huge discussion. So I'm going to start this right off the bat.
Sure.
Do you know what I heard? So everyone, let's go. AOL. Everyone remembers AOL.
Oh
Hence
God,
dial up.
yes.
Do
The,
you
the
know,
number one email address for old people.
Soto? They are canceling their dial-up on September 30th, which means they still been fucking doing dial-up since 1989. I did not realize this was
What?
still a thing. They still had
Who the
dial-up.
fuck uses dial-up? Who the fuck uses dial-up?
I don't know, but it's on September 30th. Dial-up internet will be no more. I knew they canceled some of their services, whatever, the last couple of years. But
Yeah.
I'm like, they still do dial-up? I had no fucking clue. Jill
For
said this to me. I looked
who?
this up. I don't know. I do not know. And I actually surprised it started in 1989. I mean, I kind of remember it, I think 95, 96, like that midnight. I was in high school when we finally got the internet. So 94, 95, 96. So I just didn't realize it's, I mean, obviously it has to start somewhere. But no, it is true. AOL is pulling the plug. That's what they're saying on all their
Yeah.
servers on September 30th, and there will be no more dial up. And yeah, I was kind of shocked the fact, like like people must, to a point, these old people that are older than us are using
Yeah.
dial up.
Yeah, they're using their computer to call the internet to get connected to the internet. Like, what the fuck? Like, it reminds me of this meme I've seen from time to time where, this guy's telling his daughter that, Netflix used to be the DVDs in the mail, and she's like, back in my day, the internet used to come in the mail. So it's like
Oh, that's good.
I
That's
can't
good.
believe that, like, fucking that I can believe it because I'll tell you what. This is gonna sound really bad, but
It's okay.
I would judge resumes a little bit, like when I would see that somebody would provide an AOL.com email address because even like 10 years ago, I'm like, who the fuck is using AOL? Like, we all remember the stupid discs that are
5,000
probably
free
floating,
hours.
yeah, floating out in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean by now, I'm sure. Just trashing shit up, but I had the same like reaction to what you just told me when I found out that they had like discontinued VHS tapes. And you could check me on this too, but I feel like VHS tapes finally stopped being made a lot longer than you think. Because I know at Blockbuster we went away from it like what, like mid 2000s, I think. Like we
Sounds about
switched
right.
over
My
to
my
DVD.
mind keeps wanting to say 2004. Not that we not because then there. First of all, there's a time when they stopped making VHS, and then the times when we stopped renting and selling. So I could be wrong. I'm
Yeah.
going to kind of look this up. I'm curious. For some reason, 2004. But when did VHS stop being made? Let's find out. Oh nope, 2006. Yep. So you are 100% correct. Yeah. So major
Yeah,
movie
it
studios
feels like
stopped
that.
releasing films on VHS in 2006. It seemed about right. Like I said, '04 was second right. But yes, you are correct. Like at that time, I was surprised. Everyone was on the DVD bandwagon. Um, it just made more sense. Why?
It
Why?
did,
Why?
and people did complain about it, but I do specifically remember working at Blockbuster Video long ago enough where we had to make facings for VHS on the new release wall.
Yep.
And we also had like a little sell-through area of like 99-cent VHS tapes too, like right towards the end, where you can get like a movie for $1 on VHS if you had to dig through it. But we changed over. But I do remember, I remember working at Blockbuster and having to have disciplinary conversations with CSRs who didn't rewind movies when they checked them in from the Dropbox.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
you had to look it up in the Microsoft MS DOS bullshit operating system that they had, and you used to be like, oh yeah, okay, yep, it was yep, Mark was the one that checked it in, and the customer came back and was like, I rented this the other day, and when I took it home, it was not fully rewound. And I remember giving credits out for that shit when I was a shift lead,
Hmm.
right? Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
So
No, people just complain. You're like, is it really that hard? Yes. Is it? It's a minor inconvenience. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, and it is inconvenience because you pop it and you're like, oh, and it could maybe ruin it. But you look at the tape as you put it in, like,
oh
oh,
no.
someone didn't. Like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get this movie back to the beginning? I,
I gotta rewind this myself.
my God,
What the fuck?
I gotta wait a whole extra 30 seconds now, or depend. Yeah, no, I mean, Karen. I know the term Karen is really big in like the last whatever 5-10 years, whenever it started. But I'm like, they've been around
Course.
since the dawn of retail. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
The term might not have been there, but those people have definitely been around. So
Oh god, especially and VHS tapes was. I mean, it was a strange, like, mechanical thing to have, and it did last a lot longer than we think. So dial-up, it's 2025 right now, right? I mean, the last time I used dial-up myself it had to be before college. So like it was like maybe late 90s. Because I was on the internet probably like 1992, 1993, with a dial-up program called Prodigy. And I remember in fifth or sixth grade, I was like on the internet sending emails to girls and things like that. Yeah, that's how you do it. Going on to like chat rooms and stuff like back then.
yeah,
And then AOL came out and it was like a whole different thing. Um, but like even now, casually, I don't even think about the internet. I just turn on my laptop and
we're just
I
connected.
enter.
Our phones are
We're just
connected. Everything's
connected. I'm on
connected.
Discord, like we're recording, like everything's connected, no lag. Like it's just, it is what I mean. Sometimes in games there's lag, right? Because,
It happens,
um,
but
you
because
know,
you're on someone else's service. But it's not like you're waiting for mom and dad to get off the phone. Be like, no one can call.
yeah,
Just because if I remember
yeah,
correctly,
it's
the
like
early
busy.
yes, or if
Think
someone
about
call.
that.
Oh my God.
When's the last time you called somebody and you got a busy signal? Like, what the fuck is that? Like nowadays, we just take for granted that the future just ended up being about having better phones. Like, no, everyone thought we'd be in flying cars and shit, and like all this like futuristic stuff. It's just our phones are really they just keep us connected. I mean, too connected, but that's I don't know. It's a whole other topic. But yeah,
We
dude,
got
like
an hour, dude. It's a blessing and a curse. Talk about whatever you want, like I said. But no, yeah, I didn't get. Like I said, I know I had internet. I had it. I don't know if my parents did, but I know I was living in Minnesota, so I was 15. So, like I said, 93, 94, around
yeah,
that time is, and I just remember the early AOL days and just like, ooh,
yeah,
chat, like you said, chat rooms. I can talk to people across the country. This is so fucking cool. Now I'm old. I'm like, I don't
yep.
want to fucking talk to many people. If I
I
can
don't
count
want to
to the
talk to
amount of
anybody.
people on my two hands, with one hand. Like, all right, I got my family, got Soderbergh. I'm like, that's about it. Fuck the rest of y'all. But in all seriousness,
I
but
mean,
then we're like, oh my God, this guy's from, in California. I'm in New Hampshire or whatnot. I'm just like, this is fucking amazing. And now we're just like, yeah, whatever.
the last time I took a phone call that I picked up my phone and I'm looking at my cell phone right now was from my wife, like on July 15th. Okay. It's August 16th right now. So that is like not at all anyone I've talked to. I'm like, even looking back, I don't talk to anybody on my phone. Um, I just don't. I have a couple things like, yeah, going back to June, but I don't even talk on my phone. Text, of course, is a different story.
Yeah.
I'd rather text. I'm like, don't fucking call me. Text me. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to talk on the phone. Even though in high school I used to spend hours on the corded phone, like just talking to my girlfriend, like from like 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, just 2 hours of talking. I
But
don't
you
even do
had
that
to
with my
then.
wife.
Yeah, yes. But no, but obviously we didn't grow up with cell phones. It's the same idea though. If we would have grown up with cell phones, we would have been, talking to our girlfriends and whatnot, but just on those phones. So obviously the corded phone was the only way you could talk to people. There's That was it. Or cordless phone. I mean, that's a thing too. But yeah,
Cordless phone was fancy. Yep. That was for
well,
fancier
it's
people.
no, they were around in high school. I wouldn't say they were fancy. If we were kids, that was fancy. But around when we were in high school, that was almost more of a common thing.
Right.
But either way, I'm just no so much. Not sound old man, just like yes, so much has changed. But it is convenient, but it is a pain as well.
What, like the internet or phones
Oh,
or
just going back to talking to people. I mean, if I looked,
yeah.
I could tell you, I know I talked on the phone to
Yeah.
two people in last week. I had to call my mom,
Mhm.
and work called me because they had a question. So it was just like, okay, bang, bang. And that was about it.
Mhm.
They're quick and easy phone calls. I know you mentioned you called Sarah. I always laugh because, anytime I call my wife, her first
Mhm.
instinct is like, what's wrong? Is everything okay?
Of course. My wife too. That's probably what we discuss. We discussed something like, if I have to tell my wife something that I need to get her immediate like attention on, I'm calling her. And if she sees me calling her, she's like, "Oh shit!" She picks up the phone. Now there have been many times. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. It feels like many times, but there have been times where I have gone into the supermarket and I needed to confirm shit because I'm being sent alone to the supermarket, which I hate because I hate crowds of people. Like they freak me out and I'm just not a fan of it. Um, and she's not picking up her phone, and I'm just like, fucking, I feel like the Tiger King, where it's like, I called you all this time, not a goddamn anything, or fuck you. Like, yeah, that's my wife, and I'm like, where were you? I was like, I know you have your phone on you all the time. I was like, I called you. I called you the whole time. I needed to confirm something. I felt like I was gonna be trapped in the supermarket. So, it works 90% of the time. She sees that I'm calling and that's important. But like Jill's, yeah, she'll pick up and be like, "What's up? Like, why are you calling me?" And vice versa. Like, if I see her calling me, I'm like, "Oh Jesus, what?"
I always have to start
Like,
off like everything's okay. I just have a question. It's not an
yeah,
emergency. Just like no,
that's
no,
such a
everything's
weird
okay.
thing, right?
Just like
It's so weird.
what
It's like, why are you
what the
calling
fuck is
me?
my husband calling me?
Like,
Fuck that
it's such
guy.
a rare. It's like it's such a rare thing to call people on the phone. So when somebody does call you on the phone, you're like, "What the fuck's wrong?
Who died?
What the hell's going? What's going? Why is somebody calling me directly? What the fuck? This couldn't be a text." So you think automatically, okay, this must be very important. But we used to call people on the phone all the time, and it was no big deal.
Hmm.
There's a time, Chad, where we would like be out in the world, at the mall, wherever the fuck we were, and we've talked about it before. Nobody could reach you if there was an emergency.
Correct.
If you weren't home, you were fucking unavailable. You weren't around.
I
Like,
know I told
you
this
were out in
story
the world.
last week about my daughter, or last couple of weeks, and I'll tell it again. We were
Yeah.
we were literally at a mall, and I did not get a cell phone myself until pretty much right before my daughter was born. I was pretty anti. I'm like, I don't need it. If I not with you, I'll get a hold. That kind of like. I knew it would probably become a thing, but at that time, I'm like, I'm a dad. I should probably get a cell phone. Emergencies,
Yeah.
But
Of
anyhow,
course.
when she kind of got older, we had this conversation, and first of all, she was floored that I was born in the 19s. When I said I was born in 1978, she said the 19s, which made me feel so fucking old. But I was like, no, back in our day, we hung out at the mall with friends, and that was it. Like there was no cell phones. If grandma, grandpa, my mom, or dad had to call me, they couldn't. And she's like, well, what if you had to get in contact with the friends? I'm like, you just hope they showed up. I'm like, if I'm not hanging out with you, I don't want to talk to you at this moment. I'll talk to you when I get home. It floored her that you didn't have to be in constant conversation or just there's not that instant connection. Like
Right.
before. I know we didn't know each other before cell phones, but if we knew each other in high school, it'd be like, yeah,
Mhm.
you left a message on my home phone. You'll like, he'll get it someday.
Yeah.
I don't know when,
Maybe.
but you're like, and then you just go about your business. It's not like, oh, let me just text Chad real quick, bang bang, and like, I know he's got it. But yeah, it's
Right. It's like connected. It's like on your hand, basically. Now it's like, yeah, like I do like leaving my phone behind. I'm sure you do the same thing. Like there are times that I do enjoy being like when Sarah's home. Once Sarah's home, like I'll just like leave my cell phone in the bedroom and not have my watch on, like because I have an Apple Watch as well. So even if I don't have my phone on me, my Apple Watch will like do like a haptic feedback thing when I get a text. But it's nice sometimes to just disconnect. But you know, if I leave my house and like I'm going to the park or I'm going anywhere in a car, I gotta have my cell phone because anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen horror movies, right? Where it's like, if only you had a cell phone, right? Like, or of
Oh,
course, you see a horror movie and the cell phone, the battery's dead. That's like the new like trope. It's like, oh, you don't have service.
I have no
So that's
signal.
right.
But how many
That's
horror
the new
movies would be
trying to.
solved in the 70s and 80s with just a cell phone?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
of course. Or
I'm
like a
lost in the
car that
woods.
turned
Hold on.
like a car that turned on when you first like switched it on, like because cars are always not starting in horror movies.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I can't imagine not going anywhere, and it gives me anxiety if my phone is on low battery and I'm out and about because I'm like, well, fuck, like something happens, I'm fucked. I don't know how to live anymore without my cell phone. Like I
I
don't know
don't
how
know.
to get help. Like I don't know what to
Help!
do.
Payphone? Is there payphones? Let me go to this business.
I don't know what to
What's my
do.
wife's phone number?
Yeah. Thankfully, her phone number I have memorized, because part of it is 90210 and obviously Beverly Hills
Oh,
90210 to go to our 90s theme here. So like every time I need to remember her cell phone number, I think of Beverly Hills 90210 and it gets me there. I think it's like two numbers like extra that I have to remember. So I have her number memorized. Anybody else's? Nope.
no, I don't know
Nope.
yours.
I don't even know you. I don't know your
I don't
fucking
know.
number at all. Somebody came in here and was like, recite Chad's number or else you're going to die. I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I'm dead. Never thought about it. I think it might be 603. That's
Good
about as
job.
far
We're
as
there.
I can get.
You got
Maybe there's a niner. There's a niner in
Oh,
there
you're dead.
somewhere.
But you know what's
Yeah,
funny?
exactly. No idea.
I still know Brian's number from when we were kids. I know his parents' phone number from way back then. Like that's been embedded in my brain,
Wow.
and it's still there. And I think I even know mine. I'm not I know I'm a number two off, but like Brian's because I called it so often, and like we've known
Yeah.
each other since we were 9. So he's had that number even when he lived, when I moved to Minnesota, and he still lived with his parents. But like I've had that number embedded in my brain, and I can still recite it right now. Like I know it exactly, and I will not question. I would put $1,000,000 on it, sold. But yeah, like Jill's like, I'm like, all right, I got it. It took me a little bit, because there's always I go dyslexic on a couple of her numbers, and I was like, and I do it backwards. Like, God damn it, I'm gonna get killed. But yeah, I couldn't tell you. I mean, just like we used to have phone books, and like we would have to write this shit down because before, even in early days of cell phones, when you got a new cell phone, not everything transferred over as easily as it does now. You literally had to reprogram it, hence the whole joke, new phone, who's
Yeah.
this? But people
Yes.
realize at first, yeah, that shit wasn't saved, or if you had it, you would still you still had the program in your new phone, but oh my God. If you lost your phone book, like when you were younger before cell phones, you were getting contact with them. You just hope someone called. You'd be like, oh, Chad, thank God. I lost your number. I need to write this down again. Otherwise,
That is pretty good.
I'll talk to you whenever I see you again. It's like, we may never ever talk again.
I think people had like phone books or like those little kind of like notebooks where you put people's contact information in.
Yep.
Because you had no other way. Now it's like I have a computer in my hand that just keeps even contacts of people that I don't talk to at all. It's just there because I'm like, well, I don't know. You never know. You might need to call this person that you haven't talked to in 10 years. Who knows? But I don't even go in there and kind of clean that stuff up because I just don't ever think about my phone list. Texting, different story. I text people all the time.
Yeah, same.
I try not to because my phone does give me still a little bit of anxieties from when I worked at my previous job, not cannabis. Which, by the way, today is the 1-year anniversary of my last day working in cannabis.
If I had a clap audience, hold on, there we go. I'll do my, I got my pen.
Yeah. I just, it's just, it's wild, to think about. But yeah, my previous job before that, I was always on my phone. And yeah, I just saw Devil Wears Prada, which I told you about. And just being connected just gives me fucking anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that I'm not in management, I don't worry about my phone as much as I used to. Like, even if at evenings it's just me and Jill, and if we're watching something, I'll put it beside me. You know, someone texts, I
Yeah.
kind of quickly look and like I can respond later. You know, just whatever.
course.
It's you know,
Mhm.
I'm not like, oh shit, it's you know, like I gotta solve a problem at work, blah blah blah. You know, like when we're Blockbuster managers or I manage the CVS, like shit, like all right,
Yeah.
I gotta do this, I gotta call the. It's kind of great, but at the same
I
time,
love
yeah, that part I love. But at the same time, it's just like, oh man, I did actually. I think in the last week or two, I cleaned out my contacts list because I was like, why the fuck do I like? I had numbers to people at past jobs. I'm like, I'm never
Me too.
gonna speak to these people again. They're never gonna call me. I think I kept a couple because I was in management. A couple of them used me for references.
Yeah.
And this was many
Yep.
years ago, so I kind of kept it. But I'm like, all right, I just look. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I'm like, I've even called this person, text this person since I got my new phone, and I'm like, if they got my number, they can call me. You know, that's the way I look at it. So it was kind of nice. You know, I had to
Yeah.
delete some, you know, people from my, you know, old jobs, and I'm just, but there is a few in there like
Yeah.
I haven't talked to in a few years who I was very friendly with, and it's just like, yeah, you never know that one time, just like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, I know you don't do social media, I'm like, but a part of me's like, they can find me. Like I am not on it really that much, but I'm like, if they need to, they can find me. But the people that
I
need
mean,
to,
people want to find me like I'm on Instagram and shit. Like, that's not like hard to find. And I'm on TikTok. So, but I'm not a lot of. I mean, I don't know. I feel like TikTok is for younger people, even though you and I are on it all the time. Um, I don't know. Like, even my wife has not adopted TikTok. She's like, no, I'm on Instagram Reels.
yeah, I couldn't do
I don't know.
Instagram.
I wasn't an Instagram. Like TikTok is just very. It's a clean interface, and you're only ever looking at clips. Like there's no anything else. Like you like I open up TikTok right now, and there'll be like a clip, and if I'm not feeling it within a couple of seconds, swipe up. There's another. It's like never ending. I will never get to the end of TikTok, and I have spent hours on TikTok, just doing nothing, like doom scrolling, I guess is what the kids call it.
Sure, I have no idea.
Yeah, just doom scrolling on TikTok, like just basically just sitting there and just watching time go away. I try not to do that as much now. I actually try to do like if I catch myself in a TikTok spiral, I'll be like, okay, I've been on this for 20 minutes. I need to stop and do something else, because there are other things I want to do. Like I have to watch movies, so that has to be strategic. I'm sure it's the same thing for you, where you're like, okay, tomorrow is going to be my best window to get a movie in between this time. My wife is not home. I could choose whatever because when I'm with my wife and I'm trying to figure out a movie, it's not just like me that like has to decide the movie. It has to be a community decision, which is why I was able to watch Captain Phillips because that's an easy sell. I'll be like, hey, Sarah, you want to watch this Tom Hanks movie? And she's like, yes. So, like that, it's a lot harder for me to watch a movie I haven't seen before when Sarah is around. So I have to plan this shit out and make sure that it's good. So, and TikTok just keeps me from playing video games, which now, I mean, dude, I'm like close to 100 hours already on my second playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I really don't go down the TikTok window. I know I share some with you, and I used to do. It's the same thing, I'm sorry, kids. YouTube Shorts, because on YouTube, especially because we're with the channel and I'm uploading. Sometimes it's there, and I'll scroll.
Yeah.
The only reason I
thing.
tried TikTok on a couple occasions, I'm just like, it's the same thing. There, I know I'll get whatever enjoyment, but because we started putting some of our shorts on there, obviously I keep it.
Yeah.
Logged in, and every now and then it's just a few minutes. There is a couple things. I watch the dumbest shit on TikTok, Soto, and I get into it. So no, I'm gonna. Don't worry. I will tell you, but no, because if you like, I don't, because it's like our channel. I try not to, and I sometimes not accidentally, but hit the button like or. Like I just try and keep it like we're posting our friends,
I see what
but
you're saying.
I'm
Yep,
I'm like whatever. I'm like I don't know if people even care. But, I do sub to a few things. Like, obviously, I'm not going to create a separate TikTok for myself. I'm like, fuck it. That's just too much. I'm like, I'm fine. Because I do, obviously, like Chicago Bears. But, Soto, the weirdest thing that I watch, and you're going to laugh at me, but I don't fucking care right now. And I say weird. I mean, trust me, I go through the same animal videos that most people do. When I see the sad dogs, I get sad, you get sad. You know what I mean? But Soto, that's there. And, there's like this cat person who puts up like they outdoor shelters, and he shows the videos when it rains. So like animal videos, I'm into. But so the weirdest thing I somehow got hooked on, and I forget the name of the channel, and I think I want to call it Canyon Cactus Marble Race, but he does marble racing, and it's like elimination style. So you just pick a marble, and then like there's 8, and then one gets eliminated, and then I don't know how I got sucked in. So every time there's a new video, I'm like, I don't root for the same one. I just randomly like, you know what? And he calls them different names, like Wrangler or Ginger or Ghost. Like they're very Western all names, Cowgirl. Texas race. So everything's, and it's hilarious, but all it is this thing, and it's like elimination style. And at first I'm like, I'm fucking watching marble racing on TikTok. That is, I don't go down the deep end, but like that's the one thing like that's on TikTok, not YouTube Shorts, that I kind of get sucked in. Like whenever I see a new video and it pops up, because I'm not looking for it like you, I scroll a few times, but if I see it, I'm like, well, I gotta watch this race. I gotta see who am I rooting for today. All right, let's go the law. Outlaw, whatever. But yeah.
Wow, marble racing. I'm gonna have to look into this shit.
Yeah. Oh,
because you said it's yeah. But what are people on dial-up? What were they looking at?
I have no idea.
Email and stuff. Like it's like the fuck are you doing dial-up? So how fast was the newest dial-up? I wonder. Like, did you still have to wait for all the pictures to load into into the website and shit? Like,
hold that thought. Hold that thought real quick, because I see something in the chat. Cranky. Welcome. We are really just talking about 90s. This all started because, I don't know if you know this, dial-up internet, AOL, as of September 30th, they're ending their service. And we were like, they're still fucking dial-up service. So yes, we've gone on a 90s rant. That's kind of where we're at. So back to your, I don't know. I don't know the people that are still use dial-up. I don't know how this is still a thing. They still make telephone books, so we kind of talked about this. Like TV guides, I know we talked about a few years ago. They still make telephone books. They're not.
And they still make TV guides even now?
Yes, I'm a mailman. I deliver TV guides, and people want them. And yeah,
people want them.
Yes, and they're not like the short books. They're like more magazine style. I don't know, more articles. But you can call and still get a phone book. No longer will hear you've got mail. This is correct. AOL is now going away, but you don't. Yeah.
It's a phone book, and also like I don't understand. Like, so who's even registered to the phone book? Like, this is all landlines and stuff. It's not cell phones, obviously.
I've not looked into a phone book. If you Google it, they say they still make them. I think you have to call. You can call and order them, or get them for free. Because if you remember, like way back in the day, everyone got the white and yellow pages for free. It was like a big fucking thick book. And it's funny because people were like, oh my God, what are the little kids going to sit at the dining room table without phone books anymore? But yeah, we talk about just things in the 90s that were just so beloved and we take for granted, and they're gone, and you just never would have thought. But yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, and no chance of coming back either. Like, just no chance of coming back.
So
at all.
I did put out there on Twitter, just, hey, what did people miss about the 90s? And Cranky brought up a point. He uses Net Zero for a long time because he lives in the boonies.
I remember Net Zero. Oh my God. Net Zero was like the cool dial-up. At least in my opinion. I'd be like, well, Net Zero I think was free. If I recall. It was a cheaper option than AOL, because I'm pretty sure, and I may be completely wrong, but I'm sure that like AOL was like actually like $19.99 a month or some shit, which my parents had to pay for, obviously, back then. But yeah, I lived out in the boonies too, in southern New Hampshire, and I do remember that kind of vibe, and I do remember Net Zero and it being like a thing, but. My internet now is Verizon. Like
I got video. It's cheap.
Plugged into like a freaking like big white router and the big white magic box, and somehow all my internet is connected to it by phone. Everything is all set and good. So, the concept of yellow pages and things like that. Because like it's harder. I get Cranky's sort of thing of being like you have to do 3 days of research to like find shit now, because even Google used to but Google used to be a lot easier to use, but now when you use Google it's like filled with advertisements and shit. Now it's like cluttered with AI. Like when you look for anything, you get some sort of like AI response now when you start, and then you have to like really dig and go through because people buy like sponsorships at the top of Google. So like all your results will be by other people who are paying for it. So if you're looking for a specific service on Google, it's a lot harder than you think, or a lot harder than it used to be, at least in my opinion. Everything's all AI and everything, and that's what I wanted to bring up. I started having this conversation.
We're going to, and I'll get to the Twitter stuff later, but yes, you mentioned a Taco Bell AI story before we even got on. We kind of went on the huge rant, which is what we do. Like, Soto,
well,
you went through a drive-through and there's AI. I need to hear this story. Yes. You got the floor. Let me give you the floor. I'll shut up.
Well, no, I mean, and please, obviously, you can talk, but you got Jill like a shake the other day, and you mentioned that you just used the app for, I'm assuming, McDonald's.
5 minutes, ordered the shakes, drive-through, they were ready, I left. Yeah, so nice.
So like nice. When you went to the drive-through, like, was it a human person that was like...
Yes, they said, hey, are you using the McDonald's app? I said, yes, this is my fork, whatever letter, I said 4 digits, but letters and numbers, code. They're like, Chad, they're like, yep, pull on up to the second window, great shakes. Like I said, because I know we did our other podcast, we're recording that, like, and you saw how quickly I came home. 5 minutes, but yes, I did talk to a person.
Yeah, not here in Taco Bell. First of all, so I thought to myself, because you gave me this idea, I'm like, I wonder if I can do a Taco Bell app. Obviously you can. Like, I wasn't actually wondering. I was like, okay, well, let me try the Taco Bell app, because I woke up, I'm fucking hungover from last night. I drank a lot of whiskey, a lot of beer, just, hanging out with my wife and just enjoying a Friday night. And, so I woke up rough around the edges this morning, and I said, I just want to go to Taco Bell and pick up my shit through the drive-thru. I had never done this before. I had never, like, I've gone to Panera and picked shit up off their shelf and other places where it's like you do the thing, but like an actual fast food restaurant like McDonald's or Wendy's, I had never placed an order through a mobile app and like prepaid it, which I'm assuming you did.
Yes, of course. And you earn points, right, but so that's different.
Right, and you just get it. So I drive up to this shit, and lo and behold, there's a fucking AI assistant like talking to me through the thing, being like, "Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. Like, you have a mobile order?" And I was like, "I do." And they were like, "Oh, okay. Like, who's it under?" And I gave my name, and it was like, "Oh, can you tell me if this on your screen looks right?" And I'm like, "No." Now I didn't fucking know you have to check in on this shit on the app so that it gives you like some sort of 4-digit fucking code.
That's just McDonald's. I can't speak Taco Bell. McDonald's app, they like, once I pay, they give me a 4 code, and they basically make it when you go to the drive-thru. Like when I get to the speaker, they ask for the 4-digit code so they can start making it then, so it's fresh. So I can't speak.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, so
because I was like,
they don't make it right away. They make it when they get the code, but it's all there, and also not to. Again, don't use it a lot, but when you have a picky eater, you want certain things. I feel by putting it in the app, it's a lot easier because it's not like you're looking at drive-thru, you're panicking, which we've talked about panicking at a fucking drive-thru. You're like, beep, I'm like, no lettuce, no onions. Okay, like for me, no ketchup, extra mustard. I'm like, give me that shit. But anyhow, yes, they do not start making the order until you get there and with the code, so that way it's fresh and hot. Like I said, the shakes, because it was dead, it was just like, and I live down the street. I mean, you kind of know where I live. McDonald's is right there. Like I said, I can wear my slippers and not care.
You got a bunch of shit down there. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, correct. But anyhow, go on. You are talking to an AI who's looking for your code.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, the app only told me I had to say my name, so I kept saying my first and last name, and it kept bringing up wrong orders, and I was like, I am hungover right now, like, I don't want to deal with this, like, and they're like, hold on, let me get you a team member, and then finally, some poor kid was like, hello? And I was like, hi, I'm lost out here, like, I ordered something on the app, and they're like, what's your name? Now I said my first and last name, and the kid goes, John Cena? And I was like, no. I was like, this is not John Cena. And I said my name again. And he goes, oh, John Cena. I was like, whatever.
Give me back the AI.
Whatever gets my fucking. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. I've already paid $15 for this. Can you please just give me my fucking order? So I thought that they already pre-make this shit. No, like to your point, I drove up and the guy had to start. He was making it from scratch.
Yes.
Not making it, but as much as anybody can make anything at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Like he had to make my Pepsi from scratch because my big hangover cure is Pepsi. Well, Pepsi Zero specifically because obviously it's no
Zero
calories,
sugar,
but
yeah.
Pepsi is like my number one hangover cure. It's like flat Coke. It doesn't harm my body. It's like there's no because Coke is too spicy. All right, like I like a good Coke, but it is way too spicy. And if you're having acid reflux from a hangover because you've had a shit ton of whiskey and Jameson, you don't want that. So like, and it's something I picked up on my business trips because my business trips they were just fucking drinking with the client until hours into the morning. And I would have to then hungover and wanting to throw up, have to get onto an airplane. And so I learned this trick of being like, I don't know how the fuck I ran into it, but I don't know why. But when I drink a Pepsi, like it starts to kind of heal me a little bit. It has to be greasy food and a Pepsi. So yeah, when I went to the drive-through window, I didn't know he had to start making it. I thought it'd be like Panera where they pre-make it.
No.
And so I was all sorts of fucking confused. And I was supposed to do other like errands that I wanted to kind of throw in there, but I was so like confused and like
You're like, this just fucking ruined my day.
And I was like, I gotta go home. I need to be safe again. I was like, this is weird. And then Sarah was like, oh wow. She's like, you didn't even think about bringing me a quesadilla. And I'm like, listen, I was like, I own that. Well, because she's at work. But
okay,
I told her, I was like, I own that. Oh, because if she was home, of course I'd get her something. But I was like, I own that, but I'm not operating 100% right now. I've been like shaken to my core as an old person, like an older middle-aged person, not understanding how the world works. Because I don't know. I feel like I'm a slow adopter to things. You had mentioned that you were kind of slow to the cell phone thing, and there are some things that I'll be like on top of, like ChatGPT. I've been on top of since it came out because it's just such a great tool. Other things like the mobile app shit, I'm not. But Sarah has been like she'll go.
Yeah. Jill had to
Starbucks,
get me in the apps. Yeah, she does like the Dunkin'. So
yeah. So and I was like, but like in my mind, I can't like picture how it works. And if I can't picture how it works, I'm like slow to try it out because like I have like anxiety about it. I have to like do it. So like when you told me you got the shake and you did the app, I was like, Chad did the app.
Oh god, okay. Yeah. So hold on.
I did the app. Maybe I can.
I'm gonna backtrack. Cranky made a couple comments, and I just want to before we get. Yes, I've because Jill did the Dunkin's apps, and I kind of came around. It is so easy. So yes, I do get shakes from McDonald's. The machines aren't always broken. You just got to ask them. We got plain old chocolate shakes, but that's not what I wanted. That's the last comment. He says, "I know you just read it now. You just got why I had to bring this up." That is the whitest thing you've ever said. Coke is too spicy. So Cranky, just so you know, soda is Puerto Rican. But now let's.
But here's the thing, and I'm gonna quote Bad Bunny when he was on Hot Ones. Like it's not like so people have this stereotype that Puerto Ricans, because they're Hispanic, can fuck with spicy shit. I'm not Mexican, all right? And also, I was raised by Caucasians in southern New Hampshire. Like pretty much this is like the environment that I grew up in.
You might not be white, but you white.
Yeah, like I was raised by Irish people. Like all my friends were fucking Irish. Like my alcoholism stems from being raised by Irish people. And so, yeah, like I have the gastrointestinal fortitude of like an 85-year-old man. Like when you and I go and have the spiciest wings of where the fuck we go. Where do we go? Buffalo Wingstop?
Well, yeah, they're closed. The one that was near me that we did a couple times. It's not a wing. It wasn't Wingstop, but kind of like them. And we did like We did do it at Buffalo Wild Wings once, but the tradition was the hockey game. But yeah, there was one that was like near us, which is now a pizza place. I can't remember the name because
We went with Keely, I
yeah,
think. Yeah,
Keely,
and
Brian came with us one time, I think, because the four of us. Either way, so yeah, our tradition to anyone that's listening is there was a time we used to go to like college hockey games. I did. My daughter loved at that time just watching the hockey for the fights, so it was kind of like a Christmas present. And yeah, so we went to this wing place that was near us. It's local, so it wasn't a chain. And it started off as a dare one time because Brian loves spicy. Now I don't mind spicy. I just don't choose it in a lot of things. Like, you know, like even salsa. I like a good mild salsa. I don't not like a spicy salsa. I can handle it, whatever. But I'm like, I just don't like it. But yeah, so we get the spiciest wings on the menu. I forgot what they called this one, because it wasn't like a ghost pepper or reaper, but they just said this. And oh my god, I have a picture somewhere still probably saved on my phone of Keely's face eating that pepper or the wing, and you cannot. Brian can eat them all fucking day long. He's really into spicy foods. He obviously being a cook, a chef. But yeah. So yeah, I think we did it because we did Buffalo Wild Wings. I think she brought her boyfriend. We did once. I don't know. We ate there once, more of a sit down. I think we had time. But yeah, there was a place that literally right off South Willow, right by where I live. Again, I don't know the name of it because it wasn't a chain, but it was like a wing stop or something like that. So,
but I mean, I would go home and and I would literally. So I think I went with you and your family too. Now that I remember it, it was like I went with you and your family in some sort of get together.
We did one of Keely's birthdays there. Yeah, we did that as well.
And we had some spicy wings there. Brian was there
with the son. Yep,
and
that's why we probably got it.
When I came home, I literally took like a 2-hour shit, and I'm telling you,
did you bring your phone?
Stop shitting. Of course I did. What the fuck? This isn't the 90s. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, I didn't take a 90s shit. Like, if I take
I got my crossword puzzle and my Reader's Digest.
Oh, yeah, my Archie comics. Oh, I wonder what Jughead's up to today while I take a shit. Better get the double digest because this is going to be a big shit. No, like some people are like, "What the fuck is Jughead?" It's Archie comics. People look it up. All right, this is what we did before the internet.
There used to be something called a newspaper, which so do I actually deliver newspapers too. That's a story.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, in Nashua, everyone gets like the Union Leader on Thursdays. Like they give it away for free, and sometimes like the Wall Street Journal, yeah, it just comes through us because it's just they pay us to now. But yeah, some people still get daily newspapers, but yes, Jughead comics. Miss the Sunday comics. I miss comics in general, but anyhow. I don't even know what we were talking about right before that. We were just talking about 90s shit.
I was talking about taking spicy shits, and to comment on Brian. Brian is like, so to me, there's two types of white people, right? There is the white person that can absolutely not handle spicy shit, and the spiciest shit that they have in their cupboard is like black pepper. There's that kind of white person. The other kind of white person is the motherfucking crazy white people that eat the spiciest fucking shit, like on Hot Ones, like Brian, all that stuff. They're like, I have no limit. I want to eat spicy shit. I can't understand those people. Like, if you want to know like what my spicy shit is, like you see the Bad Bunny episode, that's what it is. Like, I can handle spicy, but it's got to come out the other side. John, who was a friend of ours, and fucking Salt and Spice. Thank you,
Lee. Thank you for joining us. So we're gonna.
So true.
I hate salt. But yes, go ahead, John.
But John gave me like his own personal stash of like hot peppers, and he gave me a card to go with it, and he was like, "Always remember, what goes in must come out." That is stuck with me for the whole time because my mouth can handle spicy. My butthole, on the other hand, not so much. Like I will fucking feel like my butthole ate a fucking wing, like with that shit. Like literally, like the capsaicin, all that stuff. It will fucking go crazy in that situation. So I try to stay away from that shit because it's just I can't do it.
Oh my god! No, seriously, how did we get here? How the fuck did we get here? Oh my god!
Food again. We got the food, by the way. We somehow ended up in food.
Oh my god.
Gotta catch up on some of these chats here. It's like,
Yeah, no, we got Lee from the Essential Gamer. You remember Lee? We did the turtle talk with him, and then old cranky gamer's still in here. But yeah, salt is spicy.
yeah.
I'll be honest, and it's not because of my heart issues now.
Salt
Even most of my life, I hated adding salt to anything. I like you. I was probably that white person that like pepper. Yeah, I love adding pepper to eggs, pepper to everything.
I love
That's
pepper.
me. Yeah, so salt though, I'm not a salt person. Like I mean, obviously people cook with it, whatever, but I never added salt to anything. It's just the way I was.
Like even on a steak?
No, no. All right. So we've had this discussion before.
How the fuck do you make your steaks?
Well, I don't know. It's
Just
been a
pepper?
long time since I cooked the steak. We'll leave it at that.
Because a steak is just salt and pepper. That's all a steak is, really. That's all you need.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't need to add anything afterwards. I get a steak at a restaurant. I don't need to add salt to it or pepper for that matter if it's a good steak. No, don't ruin the steaks. No. What'd you just say?
A1.
No, my stepdad taught me. If you have to add A1 steak sauce to a steak, you did not cook your steaks right.
Or your steak sucks because you're poor. Because I mean,
I understand that concept. Do not get me wrong. All right, and because
some steaks are like shoe leather, no matter what you do.
he would
You know
say
what I mean?
he would actually ask my mom, "Where did we get those steaks from?" And if she said Market Basket, he's like, "Okay, that's fine." I will tell you that. But there's times like when it's the good steaks, like the A1 sauce. The girl I dated in high school, she asked for A1 sauce, and I remember him saying that, and she got at a better place, and she always remembered that for some reason, and I'm just like, yeah, no, my stepdad was huge. But yes, if we not adding anything to steaks. But if it was Market Basket, which those who are listening who are not from the New England area, Market Basket's where us, I hate to say poor people, but where we buy our cheap groceries. And I still, they're quick and easy, but yeah, you do not buy quality steaks at Market Basket. You buy the cube steaks.
If you have to, right? And if you have a shitty steak, just like Cranky just said here, it's like, A1 comes through in the clutch.
Correct.
I don't usually use it, but if you fucked up a steak and you still need to eat it, it helps the medicine go down. I really use A1 oddly enough on things like, so when I go to Five Guys, one of my Five Guys ingredients that I put in there is fucking A1 sauce, and I'm telling you, dude,
I do barbecue.
It's fucking delicious. Like so, it's just fucking delicious. Now I've never had a hot dog from Five Guys yet.
Their hot dogs are
and I've heard
actually
it's pretty
quite good. Yes, because they actually grill the shit out of them. So, and you can do it
sounds
like
awesome.
bacon and cheese. You don't even need the bacon or cheese, but they actually put that
No.
shit on the grill, and that's just the way a hot dog.
So
But
that's a serious situation with the amount of sodium. Putting bacon on a fucking hot dog, like a hot dog alone, is like devastating to your cardiovascular system.
yeah, it is.
Adding
It is.
bacon
And
into there
cheese.
is just like and cheese. Oh god.
Well, you can.
Oh.
Yes, Cranky. To your point, we are on Spotify. We started putting our live shows up there, and the weeks we don't record anything or that we're off, we actually put up some older ones too. So, yeah, feel free to check us out there. Get it some listens, get us some followers. But
You fall asleep to it. Don't worry.
oh yeah, it depends on the topic.
don't
Somehow
you
your
worry.
Anime Boston episode has the most views with like 3 or 4. But to your point, like Five Guys, I love their burgers. I do I load my shit up. The grilled mushrooms, grilled onions, grilled peppers. I put barbecue sauce on that. I used to do jalapenos. Sometimes the Cajun fries are fucking phenomenal. Just get a small Cajun
They're too
fries.
salty, man.
Oh my
It
god!
doesn't matter what size you get. They fill up the fucking bag.
That's
with
why you just
fries.
order a small. It's enough for your whole family.
My god, but it's so salty. You were just talking about how salt is like you hate salt. Like those fries are like the most salty.
I won't add salt. Well, again, go Cajun. I'm telling you, Soto, I'm not Puerto Rican, but I can spice up my life every now and then as well. And Cajun fry, I don't eat the regular fries there. I eat the Cajun. My family doesn't. So it's in its own little small bag. And because I order small, they add so much more shit into it. Like, I'm like, God, I got a bag full of fries. This is great. Yes, I know it's not the best for me, but you know what? When it's a cheat day or cheat week or month, but whenever we do Five Guys, because it's usually a long time, yes, I will get myself a small Cajun fries. They're just so fucking good. Their regular fries are fine, but I will personally do the Cajun fries anytime I friggin' go there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. I'm hungry now.
Jalapenos. Yeah, no. Well, we started this because I talked about the fucking Taco Bell AI experience which is what the future is now. Which the future it lied to us when we were younger about what the future was going to be like. Now it's just everything's AI and whatever, including
Fucking
our
up your
art.
orders.
But yeah, that's how we got on the whole food thing. What is Slim Chicken?
I'm assuming that's an England thing. That's what Cranky's trying to find out. Like maybe it's like I don't want to say Dave Chick-fil-A maybe. Nah, Chick-fil-A's kind of shit. Popeyes.
Oh, we have so many fucking.
I know we do
so
have a
many
lot of
fucking
chicken
places
Well,
in the
so-
United States. Like, the fuck. I mean, Slim Chickens. Is that a UK brand?
KFC without the Solon's Corporation. I respect that. Yeah.
Okay, but I also got Raising Cane's. I also got fucking like Checkers. I also have fucking Chick-fil-A, which like you may not agree with like their values. Like,
but they're actually good.
I got fucking Popeyes down the fucking
Popeyes
street
is
too.
good, too.
Like I have so many fucking chicken options in the United States that it's ridiculous. In the United States, we eat chicken and fucking waffles mixed together, okay? Fried chicken and fucking Belgium waffles is something that we do in the United States. Like we are literally dying from affluence here, and it's all has to do with fucking chicken. So I don't know what Slim Chickens is. I'm looking it up online right now. It looks like good food for you because nothing in the United States is good food for you. So this actually
Jill and I did Raising Cane's when
This
we
looks
went to
solid.
Boston when we saw Back to the Future the
Yeah, this
musical.
looks actually fucking. This looks pretty good, actually.
I mean,
Slim
any
Chicken.
any fast food place in America, obviously, it's gonna be cheap and probably very fucking greasy. Yeah, no, Raising Cane's wasn't bad. We enjoy. I will say we liked it. KFC, I haven't done KFC in a long time. I remember we just talked about it. What was what the fuck was
I
it
know
called?
KFC.
What was that? What was
The
that?
Double
same-
Down.
Double Down. Oh my
Double
god,
Down, where I almost fucking shit myself at Blockbuster Video during my.
we
shit.
all almost did.
Because
So Lee,
It was the most. I felt like I had razors inside of my stomach after I ate that.
So Lee and Cranky, Cranky might know this better than Lee being around here. There was something called at KFC the Double Down. Now, if you do
Yes.
not know what the Double Down is, I'm kind of instead of bread, or basically the buns, what they would use as they would have basically chicken, a fried piece of chicken.
Two fried
chickens
pieces of chicken
is your
as your
fucking
bread.
bun, and in
Yeah.
the middle, I think it was like bacon, cheese,
Yeah, cheese and a sauce.
and a Monterey. I'm looking this up. Two
Yeah.
slices of cheese, Monterey Jack and pepper jack. 2 pieces of bacon and
Mhm.
either the Colonel's real mayo or a spicy sauce. You can decide.
Yes,
but the
it was a
buns
spicy
were
sauce.
fucking
Yep.
fried chicken. And yes, I think
There was no bread.
there was no bread. And a bunch of us at Blockbuster Video, because it was brand new, said, let's try this shit. And we all did. And let me tell you, we all paid the goddamn price for it. Like, you do not feel good after eating this. This is something you would eat,
No,
go home, and
I
just
thought I was
hope
gonna
to survive the night. I do not
I
know.
still, I still go to that KFC, by the way. That KFC on 114 right next to Blockbuster. Like that KFC is still around. That's the KFC I go to. And I don't know. Like, yeah, I if I'm going to a chicken place that's around me that's close, I'm gonna go to Popeyes. Like it's just
Popeyes is
a better
good.
quality
Yeah.
chicken.
I like doing the
than
sides there.
fucking KFC is. Yeah, the sides are a little bit better. It's a little bit, I don't know. It's just a little bit higher quality than fucking KFC. KFC is just kind of iffy, but the donut burger, I don't know if that's a meme. That's a very common thing in the United States too. I have never had a donut burger, nor would I ever do that to myself. But that's like, you could find one of those things any fucking where.
Yeah, one time in New York City, we did the donut ice cream sandwich, which is a little different. Obviously, they cut the donut, put ice
It's
cream in it.
fine. Yeah,
We did that
it's like
once.
dessert.
I could not think of the donut burger, so I have no idea. But since we got Lee here, or someone from England, I will say this. I did put on Twitter what people missed about the 90s. And our friend Mel said good music, which I know could be a whole different debate and a whole topic for another day. And she
Mel, by the way, that makes you sound really old.
Yeah, yeah.
Just FYI.
And she also
That
said
was
video
over
stores.
30 fucking years ago. Holy shit. Like when you're like the 90s had the best music, like what? Celine Dion, the Titanic, like My Heart Will Go On, like what's the best music exactly? I have to have follow up.
Well, this might be this might have to be a different podcast because I know we've done like a
Yes.
whole movie.
I'll invite
Music
Mel.
could just be oh my god by year like we did. But she also said video stores, which we've talked about. But our friend Madness, he said two things which are not American: Panda Pop,
Madness.
Panda Pop, and Wispa Mint. And I said, All right, we're here in
Huh?
America. I have no clue what the fuck that is.
Panda.
I think they're
Yeah.
discontinued items, he said. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, like the video stores, I get it. But yeah, I had to laugh. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But yeah, I was trying to figure out what people
Wow.
miss most
Yeah,
about
no,
the
I don't
90s.
know either.
The start of the internet, started dial up. This is how this whole
I
thing
do.
started, just because
Yeah.
of AOL. And here
Yep.
we are talking about
Yeah.
double downs at KFC and 2 hour shits. So yeah, we got it. It's just like when we talked to Lee about Teenage
Next.
Mutant Ninja
Okay.
Turtles 3 and we ended up getting the turtle dicks. I don't know how we got there, but we got there. So
We sure did, and there was no going back on that one. So yeah, the '90s. I mean, what do I miss about the '90s? Um, I don't know. I mean, like, I really do hate cell phones. I've talked about that at length, and I think I said that if I was going to have a supervillain power, I would cut the internet out for a day. Um, but I don't remember like it, like the night. Like, okay, there's some decent music in the '90s. I mean, to Mel's point, I do kind of miss like rock music, like as it used to be. I feel like that was a much bigger thing in the '90s because now it's like, is
yeah,
there rock music? I mean, I know
yes,
there
but
is,
again,
but
so we were teenagers in the 90s. I know we talk about like also the 80s because we were more kids and the toys and stuff like that. But I always figured
sure.
I always say whenever decade you were more of a teenager in, and I know I got a few years on you.
Mhm.
So like I was 13 in 91, you were 13, probably what,
Mhm.
95, whatever. But
Something like
that's
that.
when
Yeah.
that's your most influential time. So yes, you talk about rock music. We can talk about Metallica because they had the album with Enter Sandman and
Guns
all
N'
that shit.
Roses,
Guns N' Roses,
Nirvana,
correct. Nirvana,
Soundgarden.
the whole grunge and flannels and shit like that. But that's
Mhm.
what influenced us at that time. Whereas now people who might be a teenager in the 2010s, that's their music, and we're just like, no, 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 because I think when you're a teenager, that's when you're influenced most about what's going on in the world. Again, 80s, don't get me wrong, there's good 80s songs, there's good 80s movies. We've talked about plenty, but we did, if you remember, a series like the best decades of movies, and we took the top 10 movies of like the 80s, 90s, 2000, if you remember that correctly, and 90s won.
Mhm.
And I think if we did that with music, they might win too, but that's because it's our opinion, and that's when we were teenagers, kind of becoming adults. So I think that's why the
I mean,
90s are so
maybe.
loved. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to look at it. Yes, there was Celine Dion and Titanic, but like you just said, there was the grunge era, and I've seen a picture of you in
Oh,
your fucking flannel, Soto. I've seen your high school your
I
high
know.
school
Well,
senior picture.
I grew up in fucking Southern New Hampshire, dude. Like Southern New
I was
Hampshire
in
was
Minnesota.
like the
Flannels were
most
everywhere. I was in Minnesota wearing
like the
flannels.
most Caucasian fucking thing. Like when my cousins came up, they lived in Virginia. They came up in the mid '90s, and they saw me wearing flannel, and they saw me listening to fucking Pearl Jam and shit like that, and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because like they were listening to like hip hop, and they were wearing big poofy sports jackets, and at the time in the '90s, that was a thing. And it was a totally different culture. And I enjoyed the rock. I enjoyed grunge. Grunge in the '90s. There's grunge, and then there's like post grunge, and then that whole thing was a bunch of shitty music that happened after that. But music is still like I liked the hip hop in the '90s. Hip hop in the 2000s was kind of iffy, but I still listen to like today's hip hop. I still listen to today's rock music. It's harder to find. You have to like basically accidentally stumble upon it on TikTok or where the fuck else I go for my music. Spotify's pretty good sometimes with the algorithm. Sometimes the algorithm usually sucks, but I don't know. I feel like with music, like I stopped watching movies, which is why we're doing this whole thing. I stopped watching movies, but I haven't stopped listening to music in the 30 years that I've been doing stuff, and even now, like still discovering shit that I never have. It's just that from a pop culture standpoint, I don't feel like that music is as big a deal as it used to be, right? Because before it's like Michael Jackson was like the king of the world before everything came out about him, and then Metallica's Enter Sandman was like number one
Yeah.
for like fucking so many weeks with Bryan Adams, like theme song to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I remember that very specifically. Then GNR with Terminator 2. Yeah, I remember that shit. I really do. Thomas Kincaid art. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I see those things in thrift shops. I think.
Well, again, because and then I actually the first place I lived, me and my girlfriend at that time, we actually had some Thomas Kincaid art. I just remember being like, oh, this is, and again, probably New Hampshire because of like the winter, the cabins and stuff like that. So I remember like, oh, these are cool, but I hate to tell you, Cranky, I feel like that's a very white thing as well. Just saying that.
Caucasian.
Caucasian.
It's a cultural thing.
It's a
Yes.
listen. I'm Caucasian. I can say white. I don't care.
Caucasity. Yes, the caucasity of Thomas Kincaid art. Because I didn't have Thomas Kincaid art growing up in my household of Puerto Ricans. They didn't have shit like that.
No, I think
Like,
it was
we just didn't have
towards the mid late '90s is when I feel like I saw more. Maybe that's just because more I was out in malls and I saw more shit. Because when you're a kid, you only see wherever your parents take you. But I do remember some Thomas Kincaid, like that was the big name. Weirdly enough, and even though I was in Minnesota, I felt like he was big in New England. I could be wrong. Lee, thanks for joining us. Time to get to work.
Thank you, Lee.
We got off, or I got off of work. So, oh my god.
No work for me. I've been working on dealing with this hangover. It's getting better as the day goes on. Now that I'm sweating it out a little bit. So, yeah, but I don't know, Cranky. It's not so much a color thing. When people talk about like race and white people, black people, Puerto Ricans, all that, it's more like the culture that we have. And for me, because yes, I am by race Puerto Rican, I culturally am much more like Caucasian because I grew up in that culture, especially growing up in southern New Hampshire in the mid 1990s. It wasn't very diverse.
No.
So you know what I mean? But so I did things like apple picking, that most Puerto Ricans don't do. And just because of where the fuck I am, and doing things like going to monster truck rallies, also not a Puerto Rican thing to do. So, you actually have color blindness. Yeah, it's very prevalent. I think only it's pretty much common in men, right, versus women.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen those colorblind tests, and I obviously not being colorblind, it confuses me. I'm like, how could you not see this? But I know it's a thing, so I don't know if it's more. Well, it's just like it's just like anything else. If you don't live it, you just don't know how to understand it.
You have no idea. Yeah, exactly. It's like a totally different perception. So, and like, what colors would this look like, right? Like, what does our thing look like? Because this is Lisa Frank. It's another '90s thing.
Yeah, Joe was like,
I had.
So hold on, so you sent me 4 thumbnails, and I was debating on a few. We joked, and I saved them all to my phone. And I showed my wife. I said, "Jill, pick one." I said, "I just need a thumbnail. Pick one of these 490 things." And so I'm scrolling through, and she said, "Oh, that's like Lisa Frank." I'm like, "Who the fuck's Lisa Frank?" Yeah. I had no clue. She's like, "You know who Lisa Frank is, even if you don't know who Lisa Frank is." So I saw some like the artwork, and obviously like especially for school, I'm like, "Oh yeah," but I didn't know that name. I'm a dude. I'm sorry.
Know that?
No.
Come on. What the fuck does that mean? It's like I'm a guy too. But I went to school. Like it said Lisa Frank on there, like the Trapper Keeper shit.
I don't remember. I had a basic Trapper Keeper. Whether it was like blue or red, I did not have.
You because you forgot the text that you sent me just before the show started.
Sure.
So how can I expect that you would like? You know what? Fine, you win. Like you forgot what it was. You never thought about it. Because the thing about you is that like you really only care about the shit that you care about, and if you don't care about it, it does not exist on your radar at all. Like you just delete it from your reality. It does not exist because you do not care. Like you don't care. Like if you don't care,
I don't care. All right, I got a story. We're gonna share a story. I might have told you this story before, but I'm gonna share it again. So this happened. Kaylee, it has something to do with Kaylee, but she was little. So we used to fly out to my mom's when she lived in Illinois, and we used to do Thanksgiving every year there. And my sister brought her boyfriend, who I've known for a little while at that time. Anyhow. And so we're at Thanksgiving and we're just talking, and he knows I'm a huge movie guy, and he asked a question about an actress. I couldn't remember the name, and I'm like, Maggie Smith. Like I instantly knew. And you're probably the same way with films. Like somehow you just remember all this useless trivia, who's been in what, blah, blah, blah. Later on, we were talking about a Thanksgiving years ago when we were in high school. My sister's like, yeah, I brought up my friend. I'm like, who? I'm like, you had a friend over? Like I did not know. And so her boyfriend at the time is like, you can remember who was in a movie in 1964 playing God knows what, but you can't remember who was at Thanksgiving 2 years ago. And I'm like, no.
So I don't get because it wasn't filed in the important part of your brain. You were like, you know what? No, that does not go in the important thing. That immediately gets deleted. and it's like it never even fucking happened. That's you. Like you're just like, no, like Lisa Frank was like a fucking thing, and you're like, you never thought about it again. Never
No,
saw it
well,
again.
again,
Never
I
out of
but
sight,
when
out
I
of sight, out of
saw the
mind.
images, I'm like, okay, I've seen those images, but I did not, even though I had sisters, I'm like,
You haven't thought about those images.
it's not about thinking about those images. I never had a name towards those images. Like I said, the shit I had was just plain and basic. Like I said, maybe a sports team on it. Ooh. But no, I didn't have a colorful shit.
The Bears.
The Bears, who I think are playing either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna have to watch that. The starters are actually playing.
No, I totally missed the fact that the Patriots are playing. I'm like, this is like the weird part of football season for me where I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's a period of transition. I'm trying to get like some time to do a mock draft or two before the draft.
Oh yeah, I've been mock
Um,
drafting a lot.
games are like the games are in times I don't fucking know because like I'm red blooded American. Like the game's got to be on Sunday. Like if I wake up and I see that it's Sunday, I will be like, oh, there's football on at 1 o'clock, at 4 o'clock. Then there's another game on at 8 o'clock. Sometimes now there's 18 of them, but you know what I mean. But I can't keep track of this preseason stuff. I'm trying to keep track of it from a fantasy standpoint, like if anybody gets injured or anything like that in these games, but they don't really play these guys a lot, and I don't think they actually have that as many preseason games as they used to. Isn't that
No,
right?
they have one less. They went down from 4 to 3, and
Yep.
now so like the second preseason game is what they call what used to be the third, where mostly the starters play. But like you, like I just look for the stats. I'm like, all right, how are the backups doing? And the fact that our
Mhm.
draft is the second is awesome because that's only 2 games or 2 days before the first game. So any
You'll know
injuries,
everything.
obviously Yahoo will
Yeah.
pull them off. We'll know. We'll have a good idea. Look for handcuffs. So no, I kind of forget. Like you, I forget. Like I'm not gonna actively seek it out. I mean, if I'm not doing anything, it's on, I'll watch it. But I kind of like to see the highlights. Like, okay, kind of like their first game. None of the starters played for the Bears, but I'm like, I still checked it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, they tied Miami. Oh, that was a great defensive stop on fourth and whatever. I'm like, and that's all I see. I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's fucking preseason. It doesn't, you're just looking to see how your backups are doing, who might, take over. And that's all, wins and
Yeah.
losses do not matter. I'm sorry. People who take preseason seriously, I'm sorry. Um,
No,
I know it's a
it don't
huge
matter at
betting
all.
time. I think that's when like fantasy betting and all that really everyone's just like, oh, if you can make money. I'm like, yeah, I don't bet on preseason. I barely bet on the NFL season as it is. Though we might throw in a few bets. Well, we had
Kind
our
of,
parlays, but
but
those are just like fun little dollars here and there. So
if you want to fall asleep to certain ones, like Crank, if you want to fall asleep, these are not on Spotify; they're on YouTube. But our pizzas, picks, and parlays, whew, that'll put you
yeah,
right to sleep.
yeah, that was good.
That's fucking night. That's Nyquil on fucking I don't know with
So
Quaaludes.
on Spotify, I've put up all our 200 movie challenge full episodes. I'm not. I know on YouTube I broke them up by movies as well,
Mhm.
but like the full episodes I threw on there just to have it
Nice.
also there. Rod and Taste is still going on. Like I've been averaging. Like I know I could have just dumped them all in one day, but I've been trying to since we're not doing it one a week. I think right now or like a week ago was Dream a Little Dream 2. So like it's going in
Oh
order
God.
and it'll end at like towards the end of the year. But yeah, those are on there. Those are, if anything, get the most watch for us, even though we're not actively doing that podcast anymore. Like the Turtles, all three of them did, I say, well for what we've done on Spotify. But yes, these live shows, like I said, I just cut out the starting soon, throw it on Spotify for Monday. And yeah, any
Mhm.
week that we're off, I just find an old one. Like I know our first one was the most influential video games, which was the very first podcast we ever did on the PlayStation. Great mic quality. I'm glad we got better mics. This is the smartest thing we've done,
Oh
Seto.
my God, dude. Yeah, totally. Like even listening back to our stuff, I'm like, oh wow, this is a lot better than it used to be.
But yeah, so anytime we have an off week, because if one of us are, because next Saturday, um, is our flag football evaluation. Games are on Sunday. It's just weird that they do it on Saturday. So like I will be home
Oh yeah,
late
that's right.
afternoon, but I don't want you like waiting around. Like I don't know when I'll be home, so I'm like, let's just take it off. It's good to have a day off. You can watch another shitty movie. So or I know you watch Devil Wears Prada, but something like Slaughterhouse.
Interesting movie, Devil Wears Prada, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Thursday.
Slaughterhouse? I don't know. I am going to I just sent you a text of an unpopular opinions thing for you to review.
Oh.
Because I had fed our transcript into
Oh.
GPT and came up with that.
Well, we don't. Do you remember what we talked about in that the unpopular opinions
Yes.
podcast?
I just read the entire fucking transcript of this hour fucking long thing that we did. Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
had to feed the transcript because like GPT can't like watch the video. So I had the entire transcript like downloaded into a text file and then I uploaded it into
Wait, did we
GPT
even
and I was
talk
like,
about
hey,
hot dogs though?
catch up on hot dogs? Yes, we did.
No. All right. No. It was ET was actually a good game. I also said
Oh,
that
where did the ketchup on hot dogs thing come through
we
then
did a
on the
separate one.
transcript?
That was just one of our regular podcasts.
How the fuck did it eat that? Okay,
Unless
I'll have
somehow
to
we
re
talked about it somewhere
examine
in
that.
that, because I also for me it was like I said Karate Kid 2 was better than the first Karate Kid. Your
You did.
movie one was about the Dark Knight. I think you just basically shat on Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, and
I try not to. I don't want to get this reputation like I hate Christopher Nolan.
no, you didn't hate him, but I'm just saying it was very. That was your big take, and I can't remember what your
I was
video
hostile
game
about it.
take. Because again, we did these podcasts that these we originally did with like 4 years ago. Like we were just starting figuring things out. This I think the unpopular opinions was the last one we did pre-recorded, and then we went the next few we did live because I'm like, well, let's just do it live on Twitch. So yeah, I'm kind of looking it up now at the thumbnail, trying to see if I
Yeah, I'm
can
looking
see.
at our puppet. So yeah, you had Karate Kid Part 2 is miles better than Part 1.
Oh, 100%.
Uh, and then I think Taj asked about Lord of the Rings. I'm just reading the transcript because I have it like all updated in front of me right here. He said Doctor Who Edge of Reality was glitchy and disappointing. It's weird.
Yeah, no,
I don't
because I
think
know. Yeah, I'm trying to look at your
that's
video
me.
game one, but I can't see the pictures of thumbnail. But anyhow, we maybe we brought it up. I just know we had a separate video that because I know we had a
We
video
did.
also where someone
Yeah.
talked about dipping olives in ketchup, and I was just like, that is the most
Oh
disgusting thing.
God.
Yeah, so I mean, I will definitely throw it on. I wish I can remember what
I
else
think
you talked about, but because
oh,
we
I
each
think
had
well, I got time to cover something else.
no, I'm going to use it. I'm going to 100% use it because save it. And then yeah, because obviously then we were doing things off PlayStation and Share Factory, and that's when we did like all the title cards. Like all right, just give and things, and like Chad has met James Taylor at a gas station. Something about you being able to, if push comes to shove, you can eat like 100 shrimp or something like that.
Yes, I'm looking at that in the transcript too, because this transcript was like we were taking questions live too. It looks like.
Correct, because if any kind of like what Cranky and Leave people join us. Oh no, I think I took questions off. I don't think we did this one live. Your go-to karaoke song was "Dance in the Dark." Oh, and here it is. I right now have one of my cards. Ketchup does not belong on hot dogs. Chad, previously recorded. So yeah, I did say it as a title card, but I think, like I said, our discussion, and I can't remember the video game. Either way, like I said, this one we're talking this '90s dial-up discussions will appear on Monday, and then the following week, because we'll have a breakup, I will pop on because I want to start from the beginning. I could take all these and unload them real quick, but once a week, we don't
Yeah.
need too much roll shit. So, thank you, Cranky. Yes, ketchup does not belong on hot dogs. I was born in Chicago, and trust me, there's signs. There is friggin' signs. I will do mustard. I'll put mustard on it. I'll put almost anything on a hot dog, but ketchup, and I just don't like it. If I go to McDonald's and I forget to say no ketchup or anything like that, you laughed at me when I said
Yeah.
these exact words. Like I'll deal with it because I'm like I don't want to return food. I don't want to be that guy.
I'm right. No, I'm never that person. Like if I'm at a restaurant and I order a steak and somebody comes out and brings me like a chicken pot pie, I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm eating chicken pot pie now.
This is what I'm eating today.
That's me. Like I'm like, okay, the universe wants me to eat chicken pot pie. All right, whatever. I tried. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of making like their lives. I mean, people make mistakes, and I just kind of roll with it. So,
Yeah.
but ketchup gives me it really fucks with me because it's very sugary. So when I go to Wendy's, I'm always like, no ketchup, no onions, because I also cannot stand raw onions.
Oh, I put
Like
extra
raw
onions on
onions.
those. Jill does know
It
onions.
just found their. I can't do onions. I don't mind eating onions, but the taste that they leave in my mouth after I've eaten onions is disgusting. I usually have to brush my teeth after, or I have to chew gum. Like otherwise, I feel like my mouth tastes like dog shit. And I just got these two chicken chalupa bullshits at Taco Bell this morning, and they had fucking raw onions on them, and I'm like, okay, didn't know that was going to be a thing. I did almost eat a Mexican pizza. I did not. I thought about it.
Those aren't bad.
Not bad.
They're not bad. The Taco Bell. Let me rephrase that. The Taco Bell ones aren't bad. I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying they're great.
They're not great, but they're tasty in a pinch if you got a craving for it. But yeah, I'll just say that I kind of already feel like Taco Bell's fighting me right now. So not sure how much of a great decision that was, but we'll see.
It was good in the moment. You know, you can't be banned at the after effects. It's like what Mitch Hedberg says. He's like, I don't want to eat this apple because it'll become a core. You know, I mean, just in the middle of it, you're like, you enjoyed it at the time. You know, just now, you know, you're going to pay for it when we get done this podcast, and you'll be like, all right, so he'll be in the bathroom for a little bit. So
I'm happy my wife's not home. That's all I'm going to say.
Or is your wife happy that she's not home? And either way,
that that bathroom's gonna need some time to heal.
Put on the fan. Oh my god! But
yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add to this before we get going?
I really had no idea what we were going to talk about. Somehow we got an hour and change out of this, so that's a win for me.
Well, yes, I know we can always talk about shit about an hour, whatever. And like I said, the only thing that popped in my mind was Jill telling me when she told me about AOL. I'm like, Jesus Christ, they still do it. So I had to bring that up, and so I knew it would be becoming like a '90s thing a little bit.
That was great.
But yeah, you know what? So yeah, next week, like I said, we will be off. So nothing live on YouTube, but on Spotify, we will pop up that Unpopular Opinions podcast, which just basically at that time we were doing so much more video games and the start of movies. Not now. We're like, I don't think we have anything really video game on our channel except for the occasional short or TikTok. We just don't.
Not really. I mean, for games, like I said, I've just been obsessed with my second run of Baldur's Gate. Yeah. If
Soto, and I know you brought this up, if you ever play Hogwarts Legacy, because for some reason you showed a little interest, because it is free.
Yeah.
I am so intrigued. I almost want you to stream it, because not that, matters. A lot of it, like I said, I'm just messing around, because there's so many side quests and this and that, and it still feels fresh. But it doesn't matter which house you're in. I know you're going to go for Slytherin, which you can, because I think you can technically choose, but not the point. But a lot of the side quests, because obviously you work on relationships with people or you're doing quests for them. I want to see you play, because I have a feeling you are going to be a dick more so than I am. Because a lot of times I'm like, I want the end result. I want, I don't think it matters, but I'm like, all right, you can have this. But because there's options sometimes, like if you find like, whatever, like say this, old family heirloom, and you bring it back. Oh, thank you. And you can just give it back. And sometimes they'll usually give you a reward. You just don't know what. You can ask to give it back for a fee, which, you'll get some money. And then there's one like, you know what, I'll just keep it. And then, so sometimes those popped up. And because I did one, I'm like, you know what, it's hers. I don't know if I want these, but I'm like, I think Soto would play this as a dick the whole fucking game. Yes, Cranky, if you have PS Plus, it's free. I've been playing it. I'm at 40 hours in. I've spent probably... Sometimes I spend an evening just decorating my room, because you get like this room of it's like, I would say a house more so than a room. So I have like one that's a very gothic theme where I do my potions, one because I have to grow plants that I made, more plant-like and shit like that. Then I got the area wall. So there's times I'm just like redecorating my room, just giving it a good look, and I'm just like, I should probably go play the game or go to class or something like that. No, I'll put this poster right here. I think it'd be hilarious, but yes, back to that. We always say this. I think we need to get on Twitch a little more too, gaming wise, which we will whenever we get into Outlast Trials. I know we both own it now, but that's our next thing. So,
own it, don't I?
You do own it.
You
do. We bought it because it was like 12. It was like $12-13, and we were like, we need
90 fucking gigabytes of a download. Okay.
Yes, it is huge. but I think because we knew with October coming, that was a game because it's co-op or multiplayer for both
Yeah.
of us. Like
Yes,
we're
yes.
like, we got to do it. So we are,
Yeah.
yeah. When it was that cheap, me and you were just like, let's just buy it to have it in our inventory.
Content.
So
It's just content.
yeah, no, we need, but we haven't played games since they got rid of Dying Light 2 for us. So I think that was a sad day.
Okay.
We stopped drop kicking. But anyhow, yes, I want to see you play Hogwarts Legacy because I want to see you be a dick to people. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. But we'll just end this podcast now. I don't know what we'll talk about in 2 weeks. We see what's new. Maybe we'll go on that deep dive with Mel's songs and decide which decade's the best. But that could be a huge fucking task. Cranky,
I
thank
just
you.
want, I need Mel's. I just want to see what song she's talking about.
I think she was just talking about in general. And I always told her, and I will always tell people, if you're in Discord and you want to join us for a Saturday, just let us know.
Yeah,
Just let it, because we
we love Mel.
anyone
and that
and
that'd be
Cranky
hilarious.
Lee, if you ever come back, like we're just like, we just come up with dumb shit. We never know what we're talking about. We might have one or two predetermined topics, but for the most part, we're just, as we went on a fucking rant, and it always ends up with food. But yes, Cranky, thank you for joining us pretty much this whole podcast. Always appreciate anyone that comes in and talks to
great.
us. It helps us out a little bit too, because sometimes we're just talking to each other, and we always say no one's listening. Well, we had a couple people listen, Soto. People listen to us.
We actually had some people, a couple people did listen today, which for the
And
first
they
time. So that was kind
commented.
of nice.
But
And
yes,
they commented, and it was a great conversation, great little topics there too. So
but we'll be live again in a couple weeks. And yeah, so we will return. Don't know what we'll talk about. We have the 200 movie challenge going on our channel. That's been taking up this whole fucking year, but new movies. So, but Cranky, thank you. And yeah, we will talk to you all again in 2 weeks.